Hey everyone, it is Nathan with Crown & Caliber, and today we're going to be doing a watch spotlight. Yes, today we're looking at just one watch, and that would be this watch right here. The watch that we're going to be talking about today is the Lange Söhne Double Split. And the reason we are focusing on only this watch is because it's awesome. Now, this watch, although it kind of sounds like some really cool Jean-Claude Van Damme move, is way cooler than that. We're going to tell you exactly why it's amazing and why this is arguably, and in a lot of circles, considered the pinnacle of watchmaking. But before we do that, we're going to give you kind of a brief history. It kind of helps contextualize why this watch is so amazing. So, Lange is a company that hit its resurgence in 1990 after the fall of the Berlin Wall. East and West Germany reunited. Lange comes around, and then just 4 years later, Lange releases 4 models, and they were met with great success. They basically show, hey, we can make awesome watches. And then just a few years after that, in 1999, they released the Datograph. Now, the Datograph was their in-house manual wound chronograph. And this was kind of them drawing a line in the sand to other people like the Pateks, the APs, the Piagets, the Vacherons, saying, hey, we're here to play, and we're making something that you guys aren't even making. Because at that point, Rolex did not have an in-house chronograph, Patek did not have one, Vacheron did not have one, so they were definitely saying, we're here to play with the big boys. And the Datograph is beautiful. But where we're gonna pick up is 2004 with the release of the Double Split. And why this is amazing is this is something that had never even existed. So where the Datograph was along saying, hey, we're playing in this game with you guys, we're here to stay, we mean business, the Double Split is saying, hey, we're top dog, see if you can do better.
Are you in charge here?
Yes, I am.
Wrong. I'm in charge.
Is
Me.
Major
I'm in charge.
And frankly, no one has. Lange has, they now actually have a triple split. That's for another day. We're talking about the Double Split, which, as an aside, I think is a much better execution of what they were doing. This watch is a rattrapante. It is a split-second chronograph. That means you can be timing one event, and when you're timing it, you start the chronograph, the time starts sweeping, and you can press an additional pusher on this watch. It's located around 10 o'clock, and the chronograph seconds hand splits. There are actually 2 chronograph seconds hands traveling in unison, and one of them stops and the other one continues on, allowing you to time an intermediate event along with a secondary event. So perfect for timing the finishing lap of a race. So you can see here, as the race car comes around to complete a lap, we go ahead and press the split seconds pusher. This causes one of the chronograph hands to stop and allows the other one to continue running. We can then record the lap time accurately at 22 seconds. And then at this point, we go ahead and press the split seconds pusher again, causing the stopped chronograph hand to rejoin the continuously running one. Now, as the car comes around to complete its next lap, we can go ahead and press the split seconds pusher one more time. It then stops, and we notice that it stops at 45 seconds. So 45 minus 22 equals 23 seconds for the next lap. And then once more, we can press the split seconds pusher, allowing the 2 chronograph hands to rejoin, and you can continue this process for the duration of any event. And this is where the Double Split is amazing, is the traditional split seconds chronograph can only let you record split times if they are under 1 minute. Because if the chronograph hand makes one entire revolution within that split time, there's no way to denote that another minute has passed. But with the Lange Double Split, not only can you split the seconds hand, but you can split the minute hand. So the sub-counter chronograph minute hand has the same setup with 2 hands traveling in unison that can split apart. And I know that may be a lot to follow and a lot to understand how this functions, but ultimately what this allows you to do is to time multiple events without the need of stopping, resetting, and starting again. And it allows you to do that and accurately record times. And most importantly, in the Double Split, it allows you to record times that are longer than 60 seconds. And that is unheard of in watchmaking. The complexity in this is missed if you were just to look at the watch, which is also what is so beautiful about this watch, is at first glance, it looks like a chronograph. But as you start to use it and you start to notice it, you notice that there is a seconds hand. And then once you cross 60 seconds, you notice that there are 2 minute hands in the minute sub-dial counter. And that isn't necessarily something that's ever going to be used in a practical everyday situation, but what is occurring in this watch is unprecedented watchmaking, and truly, like I said, watchmaking at its zenith, at its absolute finest. And it doesn't just stop with the fact that there's this crazy technology. Little things that trickled over from the datograph. Essentially, this is like a datograph case on steroids. This watch features a flyback function, which means you can press traditionally what is the reset button while the chronograph is running. It snaps back to 0 and starts running again. And guess what? That also occurs for both of the minute counters in the double split counter. So it is just a behemoth in that regards. And we will talk a little bit about the design as well. So this is a 42.3 millimeter platinum case. So this thing is honkin', but it is reserved. It's only really to the wearer to know of that immense weight, both in physicality, but also in just presence. It has a solid silver dial that is galvanized. And then, of course, the showstopper is when you turn it over. The 465 piece movement with 40 jewels is unlike anything else. It literally looks like an entire city made out of watch parts. It's mixtures of German silver and steel. And German silver, as a side note, is something that Lange works with. Traditional movements are made out of brass that is then plated with rhodium, whereas German silver, it's a nickel, copper, zinc alloy. It doesn't actually have any silver in it, but what is so great about it is left raw. And so over time, it actually patinas and gets this beautiful kind of warm honey color to it. The drawback is it is incredibly difficult to work with because you cannot make a mistake. You have to be a truly skilled, expert craftsman or woman to be able to work with that metal. So there's parts of this German silver and stainless steel, and it just creates this beautiful, like I said, almost looks like a cityscape. I mean, if we look at the back, you can also see that there are 2 column wheels, not just one, because there are basically 2 separate chronograph functions at play here. And with that, it's an interesting point that these column wheel chronographs are not your most traditional vertical clutch chronograph, but rather a lateral clutch chronograph. But with that, Lange has gone ahead and completely jeweled the chronograph drivetrain, eliminating any of the potential friction that would have existed in there. So it really seems that they are trying to create the absolute best chronograph module with no expenses being spared. This is a watch that, on top of having the hand-engraved swan neck balance cock, it does have a full free-sprung balance. So it can be adjusted in a much easier way than a traditional balance cock would be. It has hacking seconds when you pull out the crown to set the time. It has a Breguet overcoil. So all of these things that have kind of become stalwarts and maybe more modern watch keeping also are put into a watch that is about the essence of watchmaking as a whole. So guys, that is this watch. It is a truly fascinating timepiece. There is no comparison when we are talking about a watch like this. And I think it truly embodies this German ideal that whatever is made by man can be improved by man. And the Lange Söhne Double Split completely embodies that. So there you guys go. Just a watch because it's freaking awesome and we want to share it with you. Let us know if you have any questions about this amazing watch in the comments below. And as always, guys, thanks for watching.